being accountable to yourself. Do you want to know the biggest lie that we tell? The biggest lie that we tell is the lie that we tell ourselves. It's us saying that we're going to do something, committing to doing something, going after that goal, whether it be losing weight, going after a business, just anything at all, and then we don't do it. I want you to think about something. The way that our brain works, every time that you say you're going to do something and don't, you're programming your brain to say, I'm not capable, I'm not responsible, I'm not going to do it. You're growing, the part of your brain is actually called the amygdala that keeps you stuck and fearful and complacent, right? And so would you ever do what you do to yourself, to your kids? You make commitments to your children, to your spouse, to your church, to the school, that you're going to go there, you're going to volunteer, or you're going to show up, or you're going to do something, you're going to pick your kids up for school. You wouldn't just all of a sudden leave them there. You wouldn't not do the thing for everybody else in your life, especially as a woman, that you do to yourself. You wouldn't do to everyone else what you do to yourself. So how do we keep commitments to ourselves? How do we stop the, I'll do it tomorrow, maybe next time, oh, this is too hard, I can't, this isn't working for me. So here's what I have done to be accountable. Now, let me just put this into relationship with something that I had been struggling with for 37 years. So I had a 37-year addiction, let's just call it, to food. And I would use excuses that, oh, I'm this way because I had physical abuse as a child. My addiction was bulimia, and I liked being able to eat what I wanted. But what I found out was that it was actually so much worse for me by doing it, and how much my brain was consumed and thought about the food and where I can get more of it, when I can get rid of it. And so I had zero accountability to myself or to anybody else with this eating disorder. And I'll tell you, the only thing that got me to be able to change, and I'm telling you, I went to counseling, I went to therapy, I stopped both times. Both my daughters were pregnant, Jalen and Kaylee. When they were pregnant, I stopped during that 9 months, and I stopped another time for about 2 years, and then I just let myself get back into it. I used the excuses of my bad marriage at the time. I used, the excuses of my past, and I was not holding myself accountable until one day I just made the decision. What is decide? Decide means to cut off, right? I made the decision that no matter what, I was going to do this. I was going to hold myself accountable. And one thing that I have learned is that what helped me with accountability is tracking things and writing things down. Now, there's actually, if you read the book Slight Edge, Atomic Habits, you learn in these books that when you have like an anchor, something that you do prior to something else when you're trying to make a good change, that you're more likely to be able to make that change. Okay, so it also tells you that when you track something, it grows. That's why we have sports and we keep track of the score, right? Because people want to win. What I have found to hold myself more accountable is that when I track something, I write something down, I'm more focused on it. Like, how many days did I go without throwing up? I start tracking my calorie intake, right? Writing things down, it helped me significantly once I made the decision, the choice, cutting everything off. There's no other opportunity that I am going to do this. Think about how you being not accountable, how you not being true to yourself, how you not accomplishing that goal, losing the weight, going after that big job that you wanted, doing that thing that you've been thinking about for years and years, taking the risk and just holding yourself accountable to getting the stuff done and actually doing it. Think about how long this has been going on and what are the effects of it. Like, I really want you to hear me here. And I had to look at myself and go, I've been doing this for 37 years. It's affected my marriage, even though my husband wouldn't know, but it did affect my marriage because I wasn't present. We'd be out to dinner. I'd be worrying, when am I going to be able to throw this up? Is anyone seeing how much I'm eating, right? Like, do people know? Constantly in my head. It was affecting my marriage. It was also affecting my children. And one of the reasons why I actually stopped and helped me is my daughter came to me and she said, in the worst amount of tears you could ever imagine, begging me, crying to stop. I had to realize how it affected them. Me not being accountable to myself actually affected them and helped give eating issues to them. I mean, I can go on and on about how me not holding myself accountable to a promise to myself so long, how badly it affected me. So I want you to think about how long has you not holding yourself accountable to go after your dreams, to go after your life, to go after what you can do and achieve and desire? How long has it been happening? And I would encourage you to just pause this for a second. And then I would say to you, what is going to happen if you keep on doing it? What's going to happen if you keep on letting it go? What's going to happen? For me, I literally had to come to a point where I was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I was actually having heart issues. I'm going to not be around for my wonderful husband, my 2 daughters. I'm not going to get to see my grandchildren once I have them. I mean, I had to really get into the pain of what is going to happen if it keeps happening, right? So you've got to like get really real with that and look at how long it's been happening, what's going to happen if it keeps happening, and really be true to the loss of it. Like, what have you lost by not doing it? That is how I was able to change, and getting completely in a mindset mode. One of the ways that I hold myself accountable is I knew that I had to say good things to myself, think good things to myself. I had to use the stop, step, and switch strategy. I knew that absolutely I had to hold myself accountable and use as much positive mindset trainings as I could regarding this. So let's say you're trying to start a new career and, you get overwhelmed because there's so much going on. But you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, you've got to hold yourself accountable to getting certain things done every single day, right? Well, you just have to write something down. Not a huge hit checklist, not a huge to-do list. The to-do list never go away. Write a hit list. Write a hit list of 1 or 2 things that you're going to start doing no matter what during that day. You're going to hold yourself accountable. And if you do them, give yourself a positive reinforcement, right? If you don't, give yourself a negative reinforcement. So it might be something like, let's just say you have children and you're like, if I don't do this thing, my punishment is I'm not going to be able to say I love you to my kids for 24 hours. Now, you might think that sounds really, really tough, but guess what? You need the punishment to be something that you absolutely do not want to do. So that way you are more likely to get the thing done, to be accountable to yourself, and give yourself a good reward. And what you're going to notice if you do the thing, what you're going to notice is that success breeds success. What gets celebrated gets replicated. Energy goes where focus flows, right? As you start going towards your goals, as you start holding yourself accountable, as you start getting more stuff done, it is going to feel good. And then your brain is going to say, I want to do more of it. I want to do more of it. You've just got to get the momentum going in whatever it is that you're trying to do. And if you mess up and if you make mistakes, it doesn't mean the sky is falling and screw it, chop and give it all up. It just means start over. Hold yourself accountable again. And in the next video, what I'm going to talk to you about is going to be one thing that you can do each day, either with yourselves, but more likely with 2 or 3 people, even more if you have them, that will just take a few minutes a day that will absolutely help you get so much more done, be so much more productive, accomplish more in a day than you're used to accomplishing in a week, more in a week than you're used to accomplishing in a month. So click the next video. I hope this is helpful. I'm Krista. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.
Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.